Good day and welcome to another edition of 0 to 0 in Python programming. Today we'll be treating regular expression, but before we dive into regular expression, I wrote some things out here for us to master. So basically it's about object-oriented programming. So you can just pause the video here and read through. It will help you get more understanding of our last tutorial. So straight to our regular expression tutorial for today. So basically today we'll be treating regular expression. And what are regular expression? Regular expression are just things that helps us to study patterns in text, in words, and the likes like that. I know you must have used maybe Microsoft Word or Office, Open Office at one point or the other. So you must have done probably some search and the likes like that. Okay, that's what you use regular expression for. So regular expression are huge time saver, not just for software users, but also for programmers. In fact, tech writer Cory Doctorow argues that even before teaching programming, we should be teaching regular expression. Knowing regular expression can mean the difference between solving a problem in 3 steps and solving it in 3,000 steps. When you are a nerd, you forget that the problem you solve with a couple of keystrokes can take other people days of tedious, error-prone work to slog through. So basically what he's saying here is regular expression help us to save a lot of lines of code. For example, I have one example here where we are looking for a pattern of phone numbers that took us actually some lines of code to solve. Whereas when we use regular expression, we can just solve them with just probably 2 or 3 lines of code. You will see as I go on. So here is a function for us to look for a pattern in phone numbers. So basically, phone numbers are 12 characters long, and they have a dash in the middle of every three numbers. So that's what we are using this function to check. So we are checking if any of those patterns is not present, then we say that's not a full number. So it will just return false straight. So for example, length, if the length is not equal to 12, return false. For I in range 0 to 1, that is from the first position to the third position of that particular number that or text that you are giving it, it will check if the number is a decimal. If it's a decimal, then okay, probably it's a full number. Then check the next one. If the next alphabet or number there, if it's a dash, then it means it's still a full number. But if it's not, then return false. So it will break out of the loop from there. Then we check the next set of numbers, that's the 4th to the 7th. Check the same thing. Then the 8th to the 12th and check the same thing. So we just run this code here. Then the next one, we are just using the function now. So this is a text now that you are giving it. So you're now checking if a number is there. So print is a number. So print this is full number. Okay, print is a number. So it will check if 415554242 is a full number. Then same thing for Moshi is a number. So to check if Moshi is a number, to check if this is a number. So basically when we run that, you can see this is a number. So it's telling us through. You can see this one is false. So basically it will just loop out from here straight. Okay, from here, it will check if it's decimal. So if it's not decimal, then it's not a number. So Moshi is not decimal, so it's not a number. But to check phone number with regular expression, now we can just use, okay, now message call me at so time at so time. So for I in range. So here we are just checking for the numbers. Okay, from this text now, we want to pick out a number. So probably you've done word search with your Office file before. You can do something like this. So this the type of code that could be running in the back end to check where what you are searching for is. So here we are searching for a number. So to just what this is doing is you check from the 8th position to the 12th position. For example, if you are starting here now, you check from here to the 12th one, then from here to the 12th one, then from here to the 12th one. But you can see this is the only number here, then this another number here. So those are the ones it will pick out. So that's just basically what this code is doing. So you can see it's fun writing code. But imagine how much lines of code we've checked before we can find out actually if something is a number. But now coming down to regular expression, just check, read what I wrote here for you so you understand. Finding patterns of text with regular expression. So the previous phone number finds program works, but it uses a lot of code to do something limited. The is phone number function is 17 lines, but can find only one pattern of phone number. What about phone number that is formed this way. That is, we are not using dash now, we are using decimal point. Or we use open bracket and close bracket for the first set of numbers. What if the phone number had an extension like this? Or if the phone number function would fail to validate them, you could add yet more code for this additional pattern, but there is an easier way. What this is basically telling us is, what if the number follows another pattern or it's written in another way? Probably there is no dash in between, it's a decimal point, sorry. Or you are using braces to differentiate the categories of the number, this area code, then the others. So how would you find a pattern that suits that? If you are going to use the code we wrote before, then we write an extra lines of code, which is not advisable. So basically what regular expression will help us with is, regular expression called regex for short are descriptions of a pattern of text. For example, a /d in irregular stands for digit character, that is, if it's a digit. So this /d that you've been seeing so far, it's a digit. Actually, we've done something like this one with treating strings. So you can just check that tutorial again and come back. So regular expression, this is used by, so /d, the first three, then dash, /d, 3, then dash, /d, 4, is used by Python to match the same text in the previous phone number as the previous phone number function did. So a string of 3 numbers, a hyphen, 3 more numbers, and a hyphen, 4 numbers, any other string would match this. Okay, for example, so to use regular expression, actually we need to import the RE, that's regular expression. So basically, imagine what that 7 lines of code is doing. Just this 1 line of code will do it. So now matching regular expression. So matching regex object. So regex object search method, search the string. It passes for any match in the regex. The search method will return none if the regex pattern. So basically what this is saying is, okay, the search method will return none if it doesn't find that pattern you are looking for. And it will return the number you are looking for if it finds that pattern. So basically, this is our regex compiler. So we are compiling this. Then we search for this pattern in this text here now. So you can see it did it and gave us our result in just 3 lines. What took us how many lines of code here? 17. Then another 2 lines here. Then another function here again. Another for loop, sorry. So to review what we did, we just imported regex, created the regex object, compile. As we compiled the pattern, then pass the string we want to search with the search method, then call the match object group to return a string that actually match the text. So that's basically that. So more pattern matching with regular expression. So grouping with parentheses. So you can actually group this, our patterns with parentheses. So probably, okay, the way we do in list that we have 0, 1, 2 that we use index to call them. So if you group something in regular expression, so the whole group will be the index 0. You know, we start counting in Python from 0. Then the first group here will be 1. Then the second group will be 2. So parentheses is just what we use to group them. That's basically what we use the parentheses for. So here is a phone number pattern. So basically we want to use this to get the area code, then the remaining of the number. So that's that on that. So when we compile this and run this, you can see when we call group 1, we can see we have just the area code. So phone search. So then another one is group 2 now. Group 2 will give us this, the remaining part. Then we call 0 will give us the whole thing. Or if we don't call anything at all, we don't put anything in the bracket, it still give us the 0 to 1. So that's the whole thing. Then this. So this one is just giving us the groups that we have in this regular. So you can see we are calling the group method on it to give us each group. Then we call the groups with this extra s in front of group. It gives us the whole thing. Then separated with comma, like a tuple like that. So that's that on that. Then that's this area code and main number. So we can just, the way we did in list, and we just give each variable like key value pair like that. So that's what we did here. So that's this. Then if we print area code, it gives us 415. We print the number, main number, to give us this. So we said parentheses have a special meaning in regular expression, but what do you do if you need to match a parenthesis in your text? For instance, maybe your phone number, you are trying to match every area code set in parentheses. In this case, you need the escape character. Remember when we were doing escape character the other time? So when you want to match the area code. Remember this backslash that we used when we're doing, go and check that string tutorial again. The first one, second one of string tutorial, you will understand what I'm saying there. So here is the escape character. Probably want to escape this. You can see we use the escape character for this D. That's what actually makes it a digit, like a number. So that's that on that. So if you want to search with escape character included, so we just use that. And see, here is what we have. You can see we have 415 in brackets. Whereas in the first one we did, there was no bracket. So that's that on that. So remember to add your escape character if you are going to call a bracket. So what the escape character is just telling Python is, okay, we want the bracket itself. We are not just using the bracket for our function here. So more group, then that's that on that. So matching multiple groups now. So let's say we want to match multiple groups. We just use the pipe character. This pipe, you can do that with your shift the backslash on your keyboard. That's if you are using Windows keyboard, it will be under your backspace. So that pipe character can help you to search for more than one pattern in a regular expression. That's that. But mind you, when you are now searching, it will just pick the first one, not the both. So that's on. The first one it finds actually, not just the first one. So you can see the first one it finds here is Batman, so it picks Batman. Then here it finds Tina Fey first, so it gives us Tina Fey. So that you can also use pipe to match one of several patterns. So probably you have more than one pattern that you want to match. And mind you, here we want to match maybe Batman, Batmobile, Batcopter, Batbatch. So that's that. So probably that's just like we are using this bat and any of this. So it will be a merge up together. So here when we search for that, we have Batmobile. So it will give us Batmobile here. So when we check the first one, it gives us mobile. You can see that. So you can see that open bracket and close bracket is still helping us for the pattern recognition of the indexing. So that's that on that. If you need to match an actual pipe character, you use escape character. I mean escape character again. That's the backslash, as I said. So that's on that. Then when you want to do optional search, use the question mark. This question mark character. So let's say, for example, Batman or Batwoman. So if this WO here is a optional set, so we use that question mark to with the braces to actually tell Python, oh, this WO is actually an optional thing. If it's there, it's good. If it's not there, neglect it. So that's that on that. So that's same thing we are still searching for here. Then optional street number here for phone number. So area code is optional. So if there is no area code, still give us the number too. So we are just telling it the area code is an optional thing. So matching 0 or more. So probably you want to match either you find 0 of those things, that is you don't find any, or you find more than one. So you can use the star character. So star is like what we use as multiplication in our calculation tutorial. So that's that on that. So if we see one Batwoman or we don't find any, so if this O is there, it will match it. If it's not there, it will still match it. So, you know, the question mark is for optional. This one is for 0 or more. So if we have 1, if we have 0, if we have 1, if we have 2, if we have 3, if we have 100, still match it with our search. So that's that. So you can see there's no Batwoman here, it still matched it. There's one Batwoman here, it still matched it. And we have more than one Batwoman here, and it still matched it. So that's that on that. So matching 1 or more, you know, here we have 0 or more, here we have 1 or more. So we use the plus. That's like the addition character here. So that's to match 1 or more. So that, you know, the first one, I mean, the star is for 0 or more, here is 1 or more. So you understand that already. So don't let me start rambling around and around. But if there is none, it won't match it because it's 1 or more, not 0 or more. So matching specific repetitions with curly braces. So probably, you know, the way we have woman here. So when we want to have specific repetitions, so that, let's say that woman now, that we want to have it 3 times or 4 times. So here is her now. We want to have her 3 times. So we check it here. Then we have it just once here. So it will not match it. So it is none. So that's that on that. So your assignment now, attempt finding the pattern of a student email. So basically it will end with .edu.ng or .edu.eu or something like that. So write a pattern recognition algorithm that matches an email. Probably you can wait for the next tutorial to solve this in a more efficient way, but you can use the method we used in the first place to actually solve it. You can actually use this tutorial to solve it, but to have shorter code, the next tutorial will help. See you in the next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. God bless.